Welcome you all to the fluid power system. This is module 3, control components and hydraulic circuit design. This is lecture 7. Welcome you all. Disclaimer: this PPT has been prepared by referring many sources, which includes figures, diagrams from internet as well as from prescribed text and reference books. I do not claim any originality in preparing this video or PPT. This PPT or video is exclusively for the purpose of education and not for any financial gains. I wholeheartedly thank all those who have directly or indirectly contributed to do this PPT or video. Pump unloading circuit. Okay, just we can see the circuit diagram using unloading valve to unload the pump. Look at the diagram. Here this diagram includes various basic parts, like see, first one is reservoir. Here is the reservoir, then here is the filter, and here is the pump and check valve, and there is a pilot signal, and there is a pressure relief valve, then direction control valve. Here the arrow marks are look like this. Okay, see, here the arrow marks are like this, and here the arrow mark, you can see it here. Okay, and then next is cylinder. This is double acting cylinder. This diagram tells pump unloading circuit using unloading valve. Okay, now we'll move on to theory part. See, in this figure, the unloading valve opens when the cylinder reaches the end of its extension stroke. Why? Because check valve keeps high pressure oil in the pilot line of the unloading valve. Look at here. See, when from the pump during extension stroke, it goes like this, it connects like this. Okay, here the piston extends, the output flow is connected towards tank. Okay, see here what will happen, the check valve, it is a unidirectional valve, it doesn't allow the opposite direction flow. Okay, so here once the piston reaches its extreme position during extension stroke, till there the check valve keeps high pressure oil in the pilot line of the unloading valve. You can see to it in the diagram. When the direction control valve is shifted to retract position, when the direction control valve is shifted to retract the cylinder or right envelope, the motion of the piston reduces the pressure in the pilot line of the unloading valve. This resets the unloading valve until the cylinder is fully retracted, at which point the unloading valve unloads the pump. Thus, the unloading valve unloads the pump at the ends of the extending and retraction strokes, as well as in the spring centered position of the direction control valve. This is the working of a pump unloading circuit. In the circuit, using an unloading valve to unload a pump. Next circuit is double pump hydraulic system. Look at the circuit for double pump hydraulic system. Here, why we make use double pump in a circuit? See, it is a circuit that uses high pressure low flow pump in conjunction with a low pressure high flow pump. A typical application is a sheet metal punch press in which the hydraulic cylinder must extend rapidly. See, I will repeat. A typical application is a sheet metal punch press in which the hydraulic cylinder must extend rapidly over a great distance with a low pressure but high flow requirement. It occurs no load, but during the punching operation or for a short motion, the pressure requirements are high, but the cylinder travel is small, and thus the flow requirements are low. The above circuit, this circuit eliminates the necessity of having a very high pressure and high flow pump. Okay, see what will happen during extension. See, I will go for a diagram. In the diagram we can see a reservoir, then pump, one for low pressure high flow pump, and second is high pressure. Look at, see here, low pressure high flow pump and high pressure low flow pump. Two pumps are utilized, and pressure relief valve, pressure unloading valve. Here is the pressure relief valve 1, pressure relief valve, check valve for low pressure high flow pump, and check valve for high pressure low flow pump, and 4/3 direction control valve. Here is the actuator, linear cylinder. Okay, now see, during extension stroke, what will happen when the 4/3 DC valve is shifted to left mode? See, in which what will happen? It is connected like this, and it is connected like this. Okay, see, when the 4/3 DCV is shifted to a left mode, the oil flows from the low pressure pump to the blank end of the cylinder. Look at this. From the low pressure pump through check valve 1, it connects like this, it connects like this. Okay, the oil flows from the low pressure pump to the blank end of the cylinder. Blank end is here, blank end of the cylinder, and the cylinder gets extended. The piston will move outward. This stroke is called extension stroke. During the extension, oil from the rod end also go to the blank end of the piston. Look at this. It goes like this. It connected like this. Okay, blank end of the piston at the end of the extension stroke. Punch that is attached to the rod end of the cylinder presses the sheet metal. The sheet metal somewhere here. This cylinder, this piston extends and presses the sheet metal, and the pressure on the blank end increases. This pressure increases is sensed by the unloading valve, and this unloading valve unloads the low pressure pump via unloading valve. Once the low pressure pump is unloaded, once this low pressure pump is unloaded, it sends the signal and the pump flow goes like this and it unloads the pump. Okay. Once the low pressure pump is unloaded, flow from the high pressure pump goes to the blank end of the cylinder. Now this one will move, it connects like this. So by this way, so more force is applied on the blank end of the cylinder to press this sheet metal. Okay. Further movement of the cylinder completes the punching operation. And retraction stroke, in retraction stroke what will happen? See, in retraction stroke the DC valve is connected to right envelope. Okay, when the DCV 4/3 DCV valve is shifted to here like this, and this is connected to here, and here the left one, and here is the right one. Okay, when the 4/3 DCV valve is shifted to right mode, the oil flows from the pump to the rod end. Look at this, from the pump goes to rod end. Okay, rod end, and retracts the cylinder. The piston will travels inward. The piston will travel. The piston will travel inward like this. Retracts the cylinder. At the same time, the oil from the blank end goes to the tank via port A towards tank port. Look at this, port A towards tank. Okay, this is happening during the retraction position. When we go for a neutral position, the spring centered position, the cylinder will not move as all ports are closed. See, look at here, all 4 ports are closed. All 4 ports are closed here. So there is no any movements between pumps and our actuators end. The purpose of relief valve is to protect the high pressure pump from the over pressure at the end of the cylinder stroke, and when the DCV valve is in its spring centered mode, the check valve protects the low pressure pump from high pressure which occurs during the punching operation at the ends of the cylinder stroke and when the DCV is in its spring centered mode. This is the working of double pump hydraulic circuit. Here the main intention is 2 pumps are utilized for punching the sheet metal, and for this 2 pumps are utilized, one for low pressure high flow pump and other one is high pressure low flow pump. For extension of the cylinder utilizes a low pressure high flow pump, and for punching a high pressure low flow pump is utilized. Because of these two, the operation is carried out in a controlled manner, and to unload the pump of low pressure high flow pump, there is a pump unloading valve. When it unloads the pump becomes free from the damages. Okay, this is the working of double pump hydraulic system or hydraulic circuit. Next circuit is counterbalance circuit or counterbalance valve application. Now we will move on to see the circuit diagram using counterbalance valve. Look at here, there is a counterbalance valve, counterbalance pressure counterbalance valve, and the remaining parts as it is, you can see to it here. There is a reservoir and pump, pressure relief valve, 4 by 3 direction control valve. It is solenoid operated and cylinder like actuator. Okay, this is a linear actuator. The main purpose of including counterbalance valve in its circuit here is the counterbalance valve is applied to create a back pressure or cushioning pressure on the rod end of a vertical cylinder to prevent the suspended load from free falling because of gravity. This counterbalance valve creates some back pressure, here. By this way we can prevent free falling of this piston, because of its gravity. So it creates some back pressure, and that back pressure is just greater than this load, By this way it can prevent the free falling of the piston because of its gravity. Okay, here during extension stroke and retraction stroke and a neutral position, what will happen? Just we look into it. During when the DCV valve is shifted to a left envelope, what will happen? Look into this. Okay, this is connected like this, and this is connected to here. See, in which what will happen here when the 4 by 3 DCV valve is shifted to a left position or left mode, the oil flows from the pump to the blank end of the cylinder. Look at this. Here from the pump flow connected to here, and it goes to blank end of the piston, and the piston travels downwards. It is lowering of the cylinder. Means the pressure setting on the counterbalance valve is set slightly higher than the pressure required to prevent the load from free falling. Keep on remembering, the pressure setting on the counterbalance valve is set slightly higher than the pressure required to prevent the load from free falling. Due to this back pressure in the rod end, the actuator piston is forced down and the load is lowered slowly without free fall due to gravity. Look at here. See, once the back pressure is created, the sudden falling of the piston is prevented, and the liquid will move out like this. Look at here. There is no flow, and the flow will go like this. Once the this pilot signal sends signal to the valve body, the valve gets connected. By this way back pressure is created, and that back pressure is slightly higher than the pressure required to prevent the load from free falling. And as usual it is connected to reservoir like this. Okay, it is happened during extension of the cylinder, extension stroke. Okay, and retraction stroke, what will happen in retraction stroke? See, in previous stroke just lowering the cylinder, lowering of the cylinder. In retraction stroke, now lifting of the cylinder. Okay, so in retraction stroke what will happen? The 4 by 3 valve is connected to a right envelope like this. Look at here, it is connected to in this position. Okay, so when the 4 by 3 direction control valve is shifted to right mode, oil flows from the pump end to the rod end, Look at here, there is some restriction, it takes the path like this. Check valve, there is a free flow and goes to the rod end. Okay, and by this direction also there is no flow, here goes like this. Okay, rod end through the check valve of the counterbalance valve, there is no flow here. Okay, and the oil flows from the pump to the rod end through the check valve of counterbalance valve and retracts the cylinder. The cylinder will move upward. Okay. At the same time, the oil from the blank end, it goes like this, connected like this. At the same time, oil from the blank end goes to the tank via port A to tank port of the direction control valve. And third one is a neutral position or suspension of the cylinder. Look at this, all four ports are shut off or closed when the 4/3 DC valve is shifted to middle position or middle mode. Here that is called neutral position. The cylinder is held in suspension state. Spool valves tend to leak internally under pressure. This makes it advisable to use a pilot operated check valve in addition to counterbalance valve if a load must be held in suspension for a long time. Okay. This is the working of counterbalance valve application. Okay. Next is hydraulic cylinder with sequencing circuit. Look at the circuit here. In this circuit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these parts are common parts, 10 and 11 also common parts in the previous cases. Here part number 6, 7, 8, 9, these are the new parts. Part number 6 sequence valve 1 and part number 8 is check valve, and part number 7 is sequence valve 2 and part number 9 is check valve. Okay. 6 and 7 are sequence valves, 8 and 9 are check valves, 10 and 11 are double acting cylinders. And cylinder 1 for clamping, it is not punching, it is clamping. Make it correction, here is clamping or holding, CLAMPING. Clamping. Okay. Here the operation is there are 4 operations carried out here. First one is clamp the workpiece, drill or punch the workpiece. Third is retract the drill or punch and unclamp the workpiece. What it indicates means cylinder 1 is for clamping the workpiece, cylinder 2 for punching or drilling the workpiece. Here there is a sequence of operation like this. First is cylinder 1 will extended, next is cylinder 2 extended, and third is cylinder 2 retracted, and next is cylinder 1 retracted. I will repeat, cylinder 1 extended, cylinder 2 extended, cylinder 2 retracted, cylinder 1 retracted. This is the sequence of operation in this circuit. Okay. See, the figure shows the use of a sequence valve to control 2 double acting cylinders. Hydraulic cylinders can be operated sequentially using a sequence valve. This circuit uses manually operated spring centered 4/3 direction control valve, 2 sequencing valves, 2 check valves and a pressure relief valve. Cylinder 1 is used to clamp the workpiece, cylinder 2 is used to perform punching or drilling or any machining operation, and the required sequence is clamp the workpiece, drill or punch the workpiece, retract the drill or punch, and unclamp the workpiece. See, first I will move on to the extension of the cylinders. Here the pump is connected to here. When the valve is shifted to left envelope, see the pump connected like this, and this one is connected like this. So first one is when the 4/3 valve is shifted manually to the left mode flow path configuration, the oil goes from the blank end of the cylinder 1 and the cylinder 1 extends completely and the workpiece is clamped. How it is happening? Look at this. The flow goes like this. It goes like this. Go like this. Cylinder 1 extends. Cylinder 1 extends and it clamped the workpiece. At the same time, the oil from the rod end. At the same time, the oil from the rod end of the cylinder 1 goes to the tank. See here, the oil from this rod end, it goes to like this, goes to rod end of the cylinder to tank via check valve 8. Check valve 8. Look at the direction. Check valve 8. Okay, check valve 8 of the sequence valve 1 and direction control valve. So first sequence of operation, first sequence is over, and next is second sequence. See, same mode, same envelope, or when the valve is in left envelope, the workpiece is clamped by the cylinder 1, and when the cylinder 1 is reaches its end of the stroke, the pressure is increased in the blank end of the cylinder 1, and which causes the sequence valve 2 to close and oil goes to the blank end of the cylinder 2 through sequence valve 2. How it is happening? Look at here. See, pressure developed and it sends the pilot signal like this. Okay, look at here. Look at here. See, here it goes connected like this. It goes like this, like this. The cylinder 2 extends for punching operation. Okay, see here at the same time, the oil from the rod end of the cylinder 2 goes to the tank via direction control valve. Here it goes like this. So this is happening during first sequence of operations, first and second operation, cylinder 1 extension and cylinder 2 extension happening when the direction control valve is actuated to the left mode of flow configuration, left position. When it is connected to right envelope, what will happen? Look into this. Here next sequence of operation is retracting of cylinder 2 first, then retracting of cylinder 1 next. Here when the direction control valve 4/3 valve is shifted to right envelope, so the oil goes to the rod end of the cylinder 2 and retracts the drill. At the same time, the oil from the blank end of the cylinder goes to the tank via check valve 9 of sequence valve 2 and direction control valve. Look at the flow, how it is happening. Here it goes like this. It directly enters to the cylinder 2. Retraction of cylinder happens, and here uses check valve of the sequence valve 2. and it goes like this. See, look at here, it goes like this. So once the cylinder 2 is retracted, next is cylinder 1 to be retracted. So in the same envelope, so the same configuration, once the cylinder 2 is retracted completely, or drill or punch is completely retracted, the further flow to the rod end of the cylinder 2 increases. The pressure in the rod end of the cylinder 2, which will operate the sequence valve 1 to retract the cylinder 1. How it happens? Look at here. So the flow is moving like this. It goes like this. So it sends the pilot signal. So pressure is increased. The pressure is connected like this. Like this. Cylinder 1 is retracted. Cylinder 1 is retracted, and the blank end flow will move like this, connect like this, it goes like this towards the reservoir. Okay, this is the sequence valve circuit, means hydraulic cylinder with sequencing circuit. Here this is the theory part. First one is clamp the workpiece. Second is drill or punch the workpiece. Third is retract the drill or punch. And fourth is unclamp the workpiece. What it means? Here there is a sequence of operations. First, the cylinder 1 is utilized for clamping or holding the workpiece, and cylinder 2 is suitable for punching or any machining operations or drilling operations. Okay, here the sequence of operation is: first is cylinder 1 will extended, second sequence cylinder 2 extended. It means cylinder 1 is clamped the workpiece, and cylinder 2 is to perform any punching operation or drilling operation or any machining operation. After completion of operation, here the cylinder 2 will be retracted. In the third sequence, cylinder 2 is retracted. It means retract the drill or punch, and next sequence is unclamp the workpiece. After completion of the machining operation or drilling operation or punching operation, unclamp the workpiece. So cylinder 1 in already extended position, it already clamped the workpiece. So here in fourth sequence, unclamping the workpiece, it means retraction of cylinder 1 will happen by unclamping the workpiece. This is the sequence of operations according to this circuit. Thank you.